Alrighty. Good to be here. This is for all of the crazy fans to keep off the stage right here. So yeah, something something happened to me recently that was kind of strange. My girlfriend left town, and every time a pretty girl would be nice to me, I thought it was this big elaborate trap that my girlfriend had set. Like I was in line trying to get a sandwich, and this girl stands next to me and says, "Oh, the food smells great." She's like, "Oh, so how do you know my girlfriend?" I'm falling for that shit. Yeah. My girl works at Planned Parenthood, like she already announced, and oddly enough, she gets hit on by guys. I thought that was pretty incredible. Like, they have the balls to just ask for her number, and she's so cool about it too. She'll just be like, "Well, this isn't my number, but you can call this if you need to refill your prescription for genital warts." It's pretty awesome. But getting into a new relationship, I'm pretty sure, should require some sort of training. Because, let me give you an example. I was single for about 6 years, and I never had to deal with a woman during those special couple of days she has every month. I just didn't have to deal with it. Then I meet this amazing woman, fall in love, and I'm just supposed to be able to handle it? Doesn't work that way. No. Like, I woke up in our bed alone and went out to the couch and found her crying. So, "Babe, what's wrong? Are you okay?" She goes, "No, well, actually, when I got home from work today, you didn't really pay me much attention when you were doing the dishes, finishing the laundry, and cooking us dinner." Huh. That sort of goes against everything I thought I knew about living with a woman. And while my brain was still trying to process that, she follows through with, "You didn't even want to snuggle me while we were sleeping. I was not even conscious. What am I supposed to do?" There's the whiskey. So a lot of people like to romanticize about the good old days being single. But I don't. I remember how painful it was. Like, I went out with this girl a couple of times, and she was just the nicest girl I'd ever met in my entire life. First date, she was just so nice. Second date, she was even nicer. And then the third date, she wasn't so nice. And as it turns out, those first 2 days, she was high on heroin. Yeah, and now she's out of heroin and demanding that I buy her more heroin. What a peach. This other girl I was with complained of me being distant while I was inside of her. I don't know how much closer I can get. I'm inside of you right now. I was dating this girl for probably about 2 months. And she calls me up and says, "Hey Joe, I'm pregnant. But don't worry, it's not yours. I'm 3 months along. But the good news is the father's no longer in the picture, so you actually get to raise this child as your own." What a treat for me. Wow. Yeah, I hate it. I don't know. Being single has its pros and cons, but like every time you meet a new girl, you go back to your house, give her the little house tour. They always say the same thing. They say, you get to the bedroom, they go, "Oh, is this where the magic happens?" "Yeah, this is where I'll guess your card, pull a rabbit out of the hat, and make your daddy issues disappear." There's a certain birth control method that I'm not really, I don't really understand. And I don't know how to say this without being too disgusting. It's like when a guy pulls out of the race just before the finish line and then crosses the finish line on her stomach. Like, that's the best part. Why are you pulling out? It's like that's the equivalent of a guy climbing all the way to the top of the mountain. You get to the top, the summit, the payoff, and then you spend the entire time trying to figure out how to text your buddy a picture of an icicle that looks like a dick. Or what about like if you're getting a massage and in the last 5 minutes you decide to stand up and rub your back into the door jamb instead? Applause break. That was fucking awesome. Round of applause for yourselves, everybody. This is electric. Or what about it's like the equivalent of like a guy taking a road trip from Seattle to New York City, and in the last second he says, "Fuck it, let's go to Jersey instead." I know I messed that one up. That was great.
We love you.
I love you too. Okay, so, but there's also some cons with being in relationships too, let's be honest. Like meeting the group of friends for the first time. It can be fun, but it can also be painful. And it's like every group of friends always seems to have that one friend where nobody can really explain how they met them or why they're friends with them or anything like that. But they always say the same thing. They always say, you know, he's not so bad, you just got to get to know him better. And that's the absolute telltale sign that someone's an absolute piece of shit. Like, I was actually at a party meeting all the friends for the first time, which what I thought was sort of a sophisticated party. I was dressed up nice, and then in walks a guy wearing a Superman tank top and pink underpants. That was it. So it's gonna get weird. And then, so he comes over and, I don't know, where am I gonna go with this?
He gets introduced to you.
Gets introduced, that's right. And he just sort of grabs and holds on to my ball bag and looks me right in the eye. And, you know, I really didn't know how my inner monologue was just kind of like, you know, they're not your friends, Joe, they're hers, just be cool. They're her friends. And then about 5 minutes later, he was on the dance floor with his little pink underpants around his ankles, wiggling his dick on the dance floor. And at that point, my inner monologue had left the building and was running down the street. Thanks, Ryan. And then, hold on one second. So I just kind of try to be cool about it, and then I have a couple of drinks. The night goes on, and then I kind of go up to him, and he was taking a break from dick wiggling at this point, and I approached him and said, "Hey, there's a guy passed out on the couch. Wouldn't that be funny if you put your nuts on his forehead?" And he turns to me and looks at me, and he just goes, "That's rape, and you support rape culture." Whoa. You need to relax, sir. And then, of course, at this point, we're starting to make a scene, and all the people that I'm just meeting for the first time are, of course, they're only hearing that I'm in fact a rapist and I support rape culture. And I know this joke is not going well right now, but we're just gonna finish it. So I said, "Man, you've been shaking your dick at everybody that's walked through this door. You know, and you're calling me rapey? I think you need to do some self-reflecting, sir." And then I just got mad and left the room, and I overheard my girlfriend talking to her friends saying, "You know, my boyfriend, he's like really nice, he's not rapey, you just got to get to know him better." Yeah, there we go. One laugh out of a 3-minute joke. But I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody else. Where are you going? You gotta pee?
I'm pregnant.
Okay, she's pregnant.
We're gonna pause now.
Yeah, I'll wait for her to come back. She doesn't want to miss this. Okay, so I'm not better than anybody. That's where we're at. You guys on board back there?
Yeah.
All right. So, like, I'll do some weird things. Like, I'll eat 9 candy bars and wash it down with a glass of almond milk because regular milk is bad for you. Or, like, I've lived in the same place for about 3 years, and I still have no idea where the cereal bowls are. What, Ryan?
I said 4 years if you count the small hillbilly trailer you lived in.
You're right. That joke was off. It's 4 years. No. So, yeah, 4 years at the house, and I don't know where the cereal bowls are. And I've been unloading the dishwasher the same every single time. But I always go through the charade when it's time for cereal. Like, oh, that's the plates, that's the mug. Oh, cereal bowls. There they are. That's great. That was a newer one.
That was it. That's it?
That was it. I mean, it's a work in progress. There's got to be something funny there, right? Cereal bowls, pretty hilarious. Another thing I'll make a phone call to a buddy of mine, and I'll dial the number, and then it'll ring a couple times, and I'll forget who I'm calling. So I'll check. Then I'll ring a couple more times, and then I'll check again, just to make sure that is in fact who I'm calling. And then the person will answer the phone, and I'll have no fucking idea who I called. And it's just like, where does your brain go at that point? The same thing happens to me when I'm driving. I'll just kind of slip into autopilot sometimes, which everybody does, but then I'll slip out and I'll have I won't recognize where I'm at. I have no idea where I'm going. Nothing looks familiar. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on my way to Redbox. That's right. That's what I was doing. Another thing I do, every payday, I live like a rock star for 2 days. Fine wine, cigars, fancy restaurants, and then for the next 12 days, I live like a peon. Trying to figure out how I'm going to pay rent, put gas in my car. If I eat nothing but eggs and instant potatoes for the next 12 days, will I explode? Yeah. So let's, okay. Is there any, there's some animal humor tonight. Is there any cat, there's a lot of dog jokes. Is there any cat people here tonight?
Yeah.
Not a single, okay, we're not gonna.
Well, there's one here.
One?
Yeah.
My friends?
Yeah.
One back there?
Yeah, right
Do we
there.
want to hear the cat joke or don't you?
Yes.
It's so, I've said it one time, so I mean, it's not, you can't get much worse. You do
Punch will
it?
take it,
You
buddy.
got 25 minutes, man.
You're halfway done.
Okay. So I'm a cat guy. And I love cats in almost an unhealthy way. And so I have indoor-outdoor cats, and that's great for them because they can come and go whenever they please, but I worry about them. And so anyways, this one morning I wake up on my couch, and I just hear my cat and a raccoon fighting and screaming. So I just sprint out of the house barefoot, run into the woods, find my cat and the raccoon, and I punch that raccoon in the fucking face. Has anyone here punched a raccoon in the face?
No.
Round of applause for me right now. Thank you. Thank you.
You're a hero.
A hero. So I saved the day. Everybody was good. But then, so I have to go get I got scratched up. So I took the cats to the vet, and I went to the doctor to get the, not the tetanus shot, the rabies shot. That's the one. And I'm in the elevator, I'm telling this old woman what happened. And then she just has a sort of crazy look in her eye. And then I finish the story, and she just sort of rattling off all these crazy rabies statistics. And I was already kind of, worried at that point. Now I'm starting to get scared. And then she says to me, when you get home, you need to quarantine your cats and then terminate them. She said quarantine and terminate in my cats in the same sentence. That's not okay. Now I'm in full-blown panic. And now I'm starting to have this fantasy, like, who did I just tell this story to? Is this woman